Hello my crafty friends, I hope you're well. Corrine here from Corrine Crafts. So today, Technique Tuesday, I have shown you how to stamp onto vellum. Vellum is quite hard to stamp on because obviously not being a true paper, the inks don't absorb into it, so it's really easy to smudge. So I have heat embossed on here. Choose happy, that's lovely. And then I've just decorated it with some gorgeous flowers. I love doing my flowers, so I hope you like that. I've also shown how to use 2 embossing folders by hiding the join with my vellum wrap. Yeah, lots of techniques in here. So I've added some more leaves on this one from the one in the video, just because yeah, I wanted to put a few more leaves on. You know me, I like my foliage with my flowers. So yeah, I hope you like this, and we'll see how it's made. Okay, so stamping onto vellum can be quite difficult. It's very rewarding if you can get it right, but it can be difficult because of the makeup of it. It's obviously not regular paper. Then, you know, you can't just stamp on with, if I was to stamp on with my alcohol proof ink pad, then it probably would take loads of time to dry and it would smudge. Now you could stamp with something like your solvent based StazOn ink pad, but I don't know about you, but I've only got this in black and that's not very inspiring. So I want to show you a different way to stamp onto your vellum. Now you can easily get just your regular plain vellum. I quite like it when you can get coloured vellum. So these were 8x8 strips, so it had another piece up there, and I've just cut it straight across the 8 inches. I've cut it at 2.5 inches, so that's what we're going to use. Yeah, let me do that first and I can show you that. So stamping press, really useful for this, and I'm going to pop it in here. I have got some card underneath it. I'm going to take that out actually. Let's just trim that down because it had a bump in it. I just find sometimes when you've got thin paper, it just raises it up a little bit, so I can put that in under there so I know where it is, and then I can put my vellum on. It's just raising it up a bit nearer to the platform. You shouldn't really need it. Okay, so I have a stamp. Do you remember the other week I bought a few bits from Sizzix? I bought a couple of sentiment stamps. So this one, is it called, I don't know, they always have numbers, don't they? They don't seem to have names. So it's got choose happy, thankful and grateful, sending you the biggest hug ever, I will always love you. But it's also got this one called choose happy. So I'm going to pop this onto here. I'm going to pop it on. It's definitely off to the right, but not too far to the right, because we're going to bend this under our card. So I want it definitely to the right. The thing is, we can adjust it when we put it onto our card. Stamping platform, pick it up. Now I'm going to be using my, where are we? Pigment ink powder. So I'm going to use pigment ink and some embossing powder. For me, that's the best. Actually, I used that before. I might use this time, I might use a clear embossing powder because I think that might work better. Okay, so I'm going to stamp it a couple of times. So I don't know if you can see, I'm just stamping onto my stamp with my ink pad and put that on there. Pressure tool, give it a little bit of a burnish. I think I might have a bit of a bubble under there, so I'm just going to give that a rub with my finger, just make sure that's all over. Don't move. Yeah, it needs another stamp. As you can see, I've got a few patchy bits. Hope that's going to hold. Pop that back down. Hope that's covered in the right place. I think it will have done. Let's just go where that bubble looks to be. I think I've just got an air bubble caught under it when I put it on my platform. Nothing I can do about that now. Oh, I just need to do one more. It's only that side that's moving. There we go. Let's come. It's definitely on. I've got a gap just here. So let's put some ink on just there, and we can do a final one. Yeah, I can see it's definitely where I've got a bubble. Let's just press. I'm just going to move it on my, in case I've got a little bit of unevenness on my desk. I think it's that bubble. There we go. Let's just press that and hope that is done. Oh, brilliant. There we go. Right, now I have to be careful because that will smudge as is. So I'm just going to Actually, I've got a minute. Let me just put that so it catches any muck. There we go. Let's do that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over this with my embossing powder. Now, I could have gone over with this as a static bag, which I didn't actually do beforehand. But if you're at all concerned about the amount of static on your vellum, then do that. But what you can do is tap that. Can you see that's on there? But what I'm actually going to do, because it's vellum, I'm going to give it a little shake. And that's actually... Just put that bit there. There, that's not bad actually, because it's clear. It won't matter. That'll be absolutely perfect. So I'm just going to heat emboss that. I will show it, but I will speed it up. And it goes quite... Oh, have I just caught it? I hope not. Anyway, it'll be fine. Don't get your heat gun too close because you can scorch. So I'm going to come in. There we go. How does that look? So that is the perfect way to stamp onto vellum. No damage. I've got a bit of embossing powder behind there, but other than that, absolutely perfect. I did do it on one with some glitter embossing powder, but I feel like it's rubbing off a little bit, so we're going to use this one. I like this one better. Doesn't that look lovely? Especially if I tip it that way. It's raised, it's textured, it's gorgeous. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, again, use a few more bits from the bits I built from Sizzix. Now, I bought a couple more embossing folders. I want it upside down. I wanted to show you what I'm going to do with these. So I've got a couple of pieces of card. Now, these are 3D textured impressions. So they are A6. I've just cut some card down to fit. Now, this isn't going to be our final size when we're finished. So I'm going to take that. These feel so thick. And I had to do a bit of trial and error. Cutting plate, embossing folder, and magnetic shim. Now, we never normally have our magnetic shim at the top. I tried lots of different combinations, and if you've got a Gemini, this is the combination that works. If you've got the Sizzix, the Big Shot, it gives you your combinations. So you'll be able to go from your combinations on the instructions. But I don't have a Big Shot, so I had to have a play around. Let me show you this. Look at that. That is some serious embossing. Absolutely amazing. So that's that one. Let's just move that out of the way. And then I've got this one. I got this one for my mail cards, I thought. But this is going to be... This could not be more of a female card when we're finished. But it's going to look amazing. So again, exactly the same. Piece of card into the folder. They are just... Look how thick that plate is. This is amazing. So again, still regular plate, magnetic shim through my machine. I tried it with different plate combinations. I tried to start with different ones and it wasn't having it. I had a couple of heart in the mouth moments where normal plates ended up inside. But I got that, and look at that. Isn't that fantastic? I love that. Now, in theory, that goes that way, but we're not going to use it that way. What I'm going to do, don't worry, this piece of card's a bit smaller, is I'm going to stick these on to here. I'm going to just overlap them very slightly. And then once they're on, just glue those down with regular glue. I just glue those down with, you could do it with your all-purpose or your tacky glue, or oh, I really like my Sticks 2 PVA glue. All of those would work. Pop those on and then cut them down to another piece. Now, what you'll see is I've gone 3.5 inches for the bottom piece and 3 inches for the top, because I want more of this emboss at the bottom than at the top. So you can see these are lovely, aren't they? So that's all I've done. But I've stuck it onto another piece of card because I just thought it worked really well. I really need my score there. Right. So what I want to do now is bring back this, and this is going to go over there. And like I say, I want more of the bottom showing than the top. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to work out where it is, so I can line it up across there to make sure it's flat. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm just going to get my score tool. Now this is quite thick because it's the thickness of the embossed paper and the thickness of the carrier piece I put on the back. So I'm going to put that bit of red liner. I'm not going anywhere with that. So you can see, so my sentiment is still over to the right. So I've got more gap on that side. I could have actually gone a bit closer, but so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to pull it tight, and then I'm just going to use my score tool again. Use that sharp end just to give me a nice scored edge. It'll just help to get it round there perfectly. There we go. And that is how I would heat emboss vellum and wrap it round some texture card. Doesn't that look amazing? So do I want to put that on with a bit of foam or a bit of flat? Right, so this was a 10 by 7 card. I first saw these on with our Linda Chapman. I love 10 by 7. I've taken another piece of card again from that Sizzix one that I showed you last week. I have cut the centre out just using my paper trimmer, so I can pop these on. I've cut that out because this is the perfect colour for flowers, and you'll see in a minute. I love making flowers out of this colour, so I didn't want to waste a bit. So I've just literally cut it to give me a 1-inch border. I tend to do 1 inch because anything small, I just find it starts to get a little bit wibbly wobbly and hard to handle. So on top of there, I'm going to add white. So now you can see why I've cut out that pink centre, because you're not going to see it. And that's going to go on there. Hold that down. Look at that. So I'm doing quarter. Don't matter about that at all because it's going to be covered. Quarter inch. Now I've not gutted that just because it's regular white card. I could have gutted this one as well, but I didn't want to gut too much, otherwise it would have started to feel a little bit hollow. I just was gutting my special one. So that's going to go like that. Now I'm going to just give it a little bit of a burnish all that glue down, because I've got lots of layers here. You know, this is a stamping tool for adding pressure when you're stamping, but I use it when I'm doing my mats and layers too. There we go. Oh, I've gone a little bit too far. There we go. Right. Give that a little bit of a press. Isn't that pretty? So this is going to go on through there. I am going to put a little bit. I'm going to use my thinnest. I'm going to use my 2mm. So let's put that. And again, by using this, I'm adding belt and braces to my vellum. My vellum isn't coming off for love nor money, because not only is it held down by my red liner, it's also now held down with my foam tape. So I think that's really, really good to do. So we can pop that on here. So look for Sticks 2 do a brilliant 2mm foam tape. Now use whatever wet glue you want to just give you a little bit of wiggle room. Some people use like a glue stick. I use just a wet glue. It's entirely up to you. Why is that lifting just in that corner? I knew that would do that once I did that. It's fine. There we go. Right. I want that. Oh, let me check I've got my card the right way up. I think I have. Pretty certain that I have, yeah. And that's going to go on to there. There we go. Isn't that lovely? Now, again, at the moment, it looks a bit strange with that being off centre. Yet, you can see some of the texture through. I don't mind. That feels really substantial. That feels absolutely gorgeous. I'm loving that. I love that sort of floral and then the dotty. Really, really nice. If you wanted to, you could be adding inks. You could be adding texture. You could have added ink before you did your embossing. It's up to you, but I want that sort of clean and simple look. So the next thing to do is to make some flowers. So you know me and my flower making. I've just got some regular flower dies. Oh, I've got a piece I've been starting to cut out of here. So let's do this one. I'm going to cut this one out. Let's put some onto there. These are just the ones that I've been using, just random flower dies from within my stash. I'm sure you've all got lots around, so we can take that. I've done pinks, I've done whites, I've done patterns. You'll see them all. I'll bring them all in a minute. I want to show you. I've shown you how to do this, but I just want to shape this one a little bit different to how I've shaped it in the past. So I just thought I'd show you onto here. Let's go through with that. There we go. Really handy having a mini machine, isn't it? So that you don't have to get your big die cutting machine out at all. Right, so let's move that out of the way on that one side. So I'm going to bring these in. I'm going to turn them over. I'm going to get my ball tool and I'm just going to drag it down from outside to the centre. Outside to the centre to begin with. There we go. So that's breaking down the fibres. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to come in to the centre. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab each one and I'm going to pinch it and push it back towards the middle. This is the sort of way I do when I'm doing poinsettias and things like that. I find it a really easy one. So pinch and push. So can I show you? So look, you've gone from rounded to quite star shaped. Again, it's just different ways to do it. Pinch and push, just like that. There we go. The other thing I've done is I've got a little bit of gold, scrappy gold just here. Let me grab a bit of gold so I can show you that. A little bit of gold. Let's cut that one out. Put that through there. There we go. And that's just a nice little centre. So all I would do with that is I would shape that like that. So these, I'm just going to give a little bit more of a shape to. Your precision glue gun or just your wet glue. Tiny little bit of glue in there. Then I'm going to stagger them. Nicely staggered. So this, at this point, I tried to get a much smaller ball tool. Just hold it down in the centre. Tacky glue grabs really quick, so I need my tweezers because my fingers get in the way otherwise. Little bit of glue on there. That might be a little bit much. I'm just going to tap off a bit of that waste. Pop that into there. I've got quite a small ball tool there and I'm just going to press that in. Oops, just trying to centre it up into there. Once that's centred, just holding that for a few seconds, just give it like that. Then all I would do, a nice bit of your Nuvo drops, and you could do a bead, a gem. I'm going to do a nice big dollop in there, and that is my flower made. So you can just adjust it and leave it. So I would leave that to dry. So I've got one here, look, that's dried. I might use that. I'll leave it to one side. I've also done exactly the same with some white ones. All I did was I added a bit of pink in the centre. And then I've got 2 lots of this shape. One out of a dusky pink, one out of patterns. If you remember, I'd used these. These are just offcuts from a previous card. I've got a couple of little bit of like pearlescent card. I've done a couple of little flowers. And then I've got some foliage because that's important. Oh, the other thing I want to do is, can you see this is the offcut from card I was making the other day when I first got my Sizzix dies. So I'm going to pop this on here. It's just another set I got when I was doing my Sizzix order. It is, if I can find it, there we are, it's here. It is, it's like 5 butterfly dies. They're really, really nice. So 3 are detailed and 2 are plain. They're not mattes, so that looks at first like could be a little bit of a matte. Yeah, it could be, but that's not a matte for any of those. But just so you know, you could use one as a matte. So let's pop that one through my die cutting machine because I've not cut that. I love this because on the Sizzix ones they put the reference on the back, don't they? So you always know what it is. It's quite clever, quite clever. Let's put that through there. we go. Now these are thinlet dies. Did you notice I've got a paper shim in there? That's just because these are thinlet dies. I just find it's quite useful. Oh, there we go. Move those out of the way. Pokey tool. I've never cut this before, so I don't know how this is going to come out. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Isn't he pretty? Now you could do, because I did have a matte layer, that one, you could potentially put a matte layer behind. Okay, I've got a couple of syringes of my 3D glue. You know I like that for my flowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a nice chunk once I can get it open. So I've got my 3D glue, a nice chunk of 3D glue here. So as I normally do, we're going to put flowers on first, and then we'll do, actually I might, no, I'm talking myself out of it. I'm going to put some of my foliage on. I'm going to put a piece on there, and I'm going to pop a piece on there. I think that's going to help me with my positioning. Changed my mind completely. Right, I'm changing my mind absolutely completely. So I'm now going to pop a piece of green on and another piece of green. I've done 2 different types of green. So let's put that one there. I've got no glue under here. So let's just put a little bit of glue under there. Right. That'll do. So I'm going to start with my first pink one. And I'm going to pop that just about here. Then I'm going to come in with my 2 white ones, I think. A little bit of glue under there. Let's go. So that glue now, holding that flower, is going to start doing that. But it also means that these stay nice and loose so that they've got movement, because I don't like things too pinned down. You see straight away I'm thinking this needs to pull out a little bit, doesn't it? So I've established the sort of base of my flowers. Now you could stop there if you wanted to, but I want to pop on a few more. Now I've got, I don't know, right, what I want to do is I want to put that up here. So I'm going to just place that there for a minute. I'm just going to bring in the sort of flowers that I've got left. Not sure which of these I'm going to be using. So that could, I don't know, that looks so pretty like that. I might not go with too many more. I was going to put another pink one, but it's not going to work. So I think the only other way to do it would be to adjust that. Or could I put it that way? That would work, wouldn't it? Yes, let's just put a bit of glue under there, because there's no glue under that one. I've done them, so let's use them up. So that looks pretty. Ah, that looks pretty. So it's not hugging that. And I've got a bit here showing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one and pop it just here. Do you see, when I put flowers on, I always sort of push them tightly together. That's just my personal preference. I like my flowers to sort of be overlapping. So just to sort of even it out, I'm going to put this one up here. And this is why I do my cards tenfold. You'll see 9 times out of 10, I always make a tenfold card because there's quite a bit of weight on the front there. I just feel like it holds better. Now these next ones, tweezers please, I'm actually just going to pop on. I'm going to just randomly pop these on. I'm not very good at random. It's hard, isn't it, random? Let's just see what we've got. They're all nicely shaped on here. But the whole point of this was I wanted to show you how easy it is to stamp on. Oh, I know what this would look nice. Stamp onto your vellum. So that's what we have just done just here. Now I've got this and I'm thinking, do I want it? I think I do. That wasn't my dog that just barked. I've got the window open. that was a neighbour's dog. There we go. Right, let's see. It's quite a big butterfly, but there's quite a lot happening on this card. I think that, let me look. No, I think I do want it. So again, I'm going to swap over to my tacky glue. I don't need 3D glue for this. So just a tiny bit down the centre. You see I've given it a nice bit of a shape. And then I'm going to go slightly onto the vellum, slightly off. I'm actually going to lift that. There we go. Oh, I need to just... Oh, look, I've gone over... Where's my C gone? So there's my C. That's the beginning of my C. I need to just... This is why I use 3D glue gel, because you can move things around if you need to. Now you can see I've almost come off the edge of the card there. It's coming off the top here, but nothing comes off the bottom. I always sort of reiterate that. You need to make sure... I've got a little bit of glue showing there. Let's just get rid of that bit of glue. Just there. We don't want that. Vellum's quite forgiving like that, look. I can clean it up quite nicely. There we go. Choose happy. Press that down once that's dry. So that is my card today, showing you how easy it is to stamp on vellum. So never even mentioned it, have I, all the way through. Technique Tuesday, stamping on vellum. I just wanted to show you that. Sorry, I forgot to mention Technique Tuesday. I hope you like it. We've used two different embossing folders. So if you've got embossing folders that aren't necessarily as big as you want, then do two. And then hide the join with either a wrap like this I've done a vellum, or card, or whatever you want. Works really well. And again, you know me, I love my flowers. So yeah, I hope you like that. I've enjoyed putting that together. I've still got a couple of flowers left. I've got that one spare and that one that I've just made to show you. So they're going to go on to more projects very, very soon. I'd keep the insert really simple. I'd probably just do the pink and the white just to go on the inside with a nice sentiment, and that would be job done. So hope you like that. I'll put some links down at the bottom down here, some lovely bits and pieces for you to click on. Hope you like that, and of course, as always, a link to my Buy Me a Coffee page. I've got some more leaves. I'm going to pop those on now, but there you go. Leave it at that. I'll show you the finished one a bit later, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.